Hello everyone and welcome to another casual review. It's time to bust out those bongos because we are talking about Donkey Konga. If you don't know, Donkey Konga is a rhythm game that came out for the Nintendo GameCube that has bongo peripherals. As the deep story goes, Donkey and Diddy Kong are walking along and they stumble across a pair of magical bongos and they decide to use these magical bongos in order to make a lot of money to buy a lot of bananas. Much to Cranky's chagrin because Cranky is insisting that they practice. And that's all the story you need. It's time to go select a song and start playing those bongos along to the beat. As far as the actual gameplay goes, it's rather simple. If you see a yellow circle, that means to press the left bongo. If you see a red circle, that means the right bongo. A pink circle means both. And then if you see a star shape, that means that it wants you to clap. And so these circles are moving along a singular line from right to left. And then when they overlap your little marker, that's when you're supposed to input the correct command. Sometimes these notes are extended into these bars, and that just means press that bongo or clap as fast as you can, as many times as you can. Now you will get graded on each note depending on how well it is lined up with the beat, and these can range from great to miss. You have another incentive to try and match the beat by earning coins, and you can use these coins at the shop in order to purchase a variety of things. For one, you can change the sound effects that your bongos do. So like the two default ones that you have are like a traditional bongo noise or like NES 8-bit noises, but there's like a ton of different sound effects that you can purchase. There's 3 mini games that you can purchase. The cost for these mini games is quite exponential, and you'll have to grind a lot in order to earn enough money in order to purchase these. I also wouldn't necessarily recommend them because the mini games in Donkey Konga aren't that amazing. The one that I did buy was like a very simple whack-a-mole where King K. Rool will pop up out of one of 3 holes, and you have to input the correct command in order to drop a metal barrel on his head, and it's just like try to get a high score in 60 seconds. But there's not like any additional unlocks or anything. You're basically just trying to earn currency in order to unlock new sound effects, those 3 mini games, or what's the most frustrating are the expert mode of every single song. So yes, the only difficulties that are available to you right off the bat are your easy and medium. They have some cute primate names for these difficulties, like chimp I think is for beginner, and like ape is intermediate or whatever, and then I think gorilla is like the advanced mode. You can't just hop right into advanced mode if the gameplay is too simple for you. You have to earn enough currency and buy the gorilla mode for each individual song, which is just an interesting decision, one that frustrates me quite a lot because I found that for most of the songs that I played through, the intermediate difficulty wasn't too challenging. Like granted, I would always miss a couple notes and I would get bad on a couple notes, but at the end of each song you are kind of like ranked with a medal depending on how well you do. So you can get like a bronze DK emblem, a silver, or a gold DK emblem. And for the majority of the songs that I was playing through, I was earning a gold DK emblem on intermediate, but I didn't want to spend my coins on new, harder difficulties. I wanted to spend those coins on new sound effects and mini games. It is satisfying though whenever you do get great or good and you see like coins fly into your stash. This is especially satisfying when you get those long bars and like however many times you put in the command, like coins are just flying up into your pockets. This was particularly funny. Like I kind of have this technique where I can like really press a button super quickly. This comes in handy when I'm playing a game like Mario Party and there's a mini game where I have to tap A as fast as I can, and it comes in handy here too because I can really pound on those bongo drums and get a bunch of coins. But also what's really funny is the clapping bars, because it's not just claps that activate this bongo drum input, it's basically like any noise at all. And so it's way faster. Instead of trying to like clap as fast fast as you can. It's way faster just to like yell into the bongo drums, and you'll just see Donkey Kong just flipping out in the corner because it thinks that I'm just clapping at an insane rate. This was also pretty funny because when I first broke out the bongo drums, this is my puppy's first introduction to Donkey Konga, and she didn't know what was up, and so I'm trying to play Donkey Konga, and I'm clapping, and she's confused, and so she starts barking along with me, and every time she barks, it's activating the clap as well. It's kind of messing up my gameplay, but it was a really funny moment. Now, there is like a setting where you can adjust like the sensitivity of the volume input of the mic. It frequently happened where like I clap, but the bongos don't pick it up, or they pick up little sounds that I don't want it to pick up. But something tells me that this game is not one to be taken super seriously. Now, I was able to convince my wife to play a little multiplayer mode with me, so she got the bongo drums and I tried the gameplay on a controller, and the controller takes away any amount of novelty joy that this game has to offer. Like, the main appeal of this game is getting to pound on these little bongos and clap, and when you try to convert that to controller inputs, like, any enjoyability is completely gone. But there are like different multiplayer modes, and so we got to play a little bit of like the duet jam mode where it like kind of disperses the notes, and sometimes we're like taking turns playing notes, other times we're playing notes at the exact same time. And so just like any game, playing multiplayer is always more enjoyable than playing a single player game all by yourself. Why are we talking about a rhythm game if we're not going to talk about the songs? And so I do feel like the song selection in this game is rather scarce. I think there's only like 30 songs for you to play through, and some of them are like Whip It, or Louie Louie, or All the Small Things, Dancing in the Street. and so I do think that the song selection is kind of random. Really, the main joy that I got out of playing the songs here are like the Nintendo related ones, and I think that this is where Donkey Konga should have really shown. Like, they have all this huge rich history of all these different Nintendo songs, and they only have like a couple. Like, they have a Mario song. What's really cool is they have like the original Pokemon theme song. And then there's like the DK rap, and I felt like this should have been like the whole song library. Like, as much as I like You Can't Hurry Love, I much would have appreciated just this giant 100 song list of all these Nintendo songs. Like, take the whole soundtrack from Super Smash Bros. Melee and just put that on Donkey Konga, and I think that that would have made this game leagues better. And so at the end of the day, this is the type of game that you just have a giant grin on your face when you first bust it out, and you're banging on the bongos and you're clapping, and we're all just laughing at We Will Rock You, and we're just singing along. And it's like after 10, 20, 30 minutes, the novelty rapidly wears off when you realize there's not much meat to this game. It's play through these 30 songs, maybe go spend the coins that you earned and buy a couple sound effects or expert difficulty modes, but then the fun just kind of fizzles out. It's not the type of game that's fun to sit down and spend a whole night on. It's just like a quick little novelty burst. It just doesn't have a lot of that staying power. You're not actively working towards things that are meaningful. And so that's why I think in my head, I think so fondly of this game, but when I actually dust off those bongos and start playing, I'm like, oh yeah, that's why I haven't played this game in half a decade, is it gets kind of boring pretty quickly. And so that's why I'm going to give this game a 2 out of 5. Don't hate me, bongo fans. In my head, I still really like this game, and I have a lot of fondness towards it, but it's just not the game that I'm going to be bringing to parties. But if I'm not mistaken, there is a Donkey Konga 2, and then there's more of like a side-scrolling platforming game with Donkey Konga. Never have experienced either of those, and so I'm very interested in getting that side-scrolling one. I think it's called Jungle Beat, if I'm not mistaken, and I got the bongos, so I may as well use them for some more Donkey Konga goodness. So if I do happen to stumble across a copy in my future, I think I will pick it up. Well, guys, that's it for me. Let me know if you have any questions or comments about Donkey Konga, and I'd love to hear what you have to say. Otherwise, I'll talk to you later. Bye!